What if I told you that right beneath your jawline, hidden in plain sight, there is a secret doorway into silence? A place where the storms of your mind begin to fade, where your body remembers how to breathe, and where your spirit whispers, "I am safe." Most people spend their whole lives clenching this space, holding years of tension in the jaw, swallowing words never spoken, burying emotions never released. But what if this very tension is also the lock and the key? Key you can turn with nothing more than your own touch. Imagine this. You bring 2 fingers gently along the angle of your jaw, just below the ear. Suddenly your breath deepens, your chest feels lighter. It's as though a hidden switch flips and your entire nervous system sighs in relief. Science calls this the vagus nerve. Ancient healers called it the gateway to peace. This spot is not random. It is a hidden bridge between body and soul. It is the place where your biology meets your energy, and today together we are going to unlock it. But before we dive in, pause for a moment. Take a slow breath with me, in through the arm and out through the mouth. Feel the weight on your shoulders soften even slightly. If you are already sensing that pull inside, that quiet curiosity, trust it. This is your moment. And now, I want to ask you something. From where in the world are you watching the Spine Gospel right now? Are you curled up in bed scrolling? On your phone? Are you in a noisy cafe, searching for a little silence? Or sitting alone in your room, hoping for a shift you can finally feel? Write it in the comments, because your space matters. The place where you are, the energy you bring, becomes part of this practice. Stay with me, because what you'll discover in the next few minutes is more than just a trick. You will learn why this tiny touch can change the rhythm of your heart, the depth of your breath, and the calm of your mind. You'll feel how ancient wisdom and modern science speak the same truth. And most importantly, you'll experience for yourself how a single point on your jaw can open the hidden door of the vagus nerve. Before we begin, if your spirit already feels a quiet yes, let that be your sign. Whisper it inside, and as you do, let your actions follow. Like this video, subscribe to the Spine Gospel and share it with someone you know carries hidden tension. This may be their key too. So, are you ready? Ready to touch the place where silence has been waiting for you all along? Then stay with me, because once you feel it, you will never forget it. You've already felt the curiosity rising from the very first moment we touched this mystery. But now the real question appears. What is this spot along your jawline? And why do so many traditions, from ancient healers to modern science, treat it as a hidden doorway into silence? Let's begin by locating it. Place your hand gently against the side of your face and let your fingertips slide down along the line of your jaw. Just below the ear, near the hinge where the jaw opens and closes, there is a small hollow. If you press softly, you'll notice it feels tender. Some of you may even feel a pulse there, or a subtle ache from years of clenching. This is no coincidence. This tiny space holds a surprising amount of tension, as if the body has been guarding it all along. To your fingers, it may feel like bone and muscle, but to your nervous system it feels like a doorway waiting to be opened. Across cultures, this area has been known not just as part of the face, but as a gateway. Ancient yogis believed the jaw was where unspoken words and unshed tears gathered. In Chinese medicine, this region was often linked to meridians that control breath and emotion. Even in mystical traditions, healers would place their hands along the jawline to draw out fear or silence grief. The jaw was never just about chewing or speaking. It was about holding and releasing the unspoken. Picture a healer centuries ago, placing gentle pressure here as a villager wept. The healer would say, "The mouth swallows pain, but the jaw remembers it." That memory of tension could travel downward into the body, creating storms in the heart and unease in the mind. By unlocking this spot, they believed the storm could be calmed. Somewhere along the way, this knowledge faded into obscurity. We were taught to tighten, to hold back, to smile even when we break. But the wisdom never truly disappeared. It was simply waiting to be remembered. Now, let's step into the language of modern science. Beneath this delicate point runs a branch of the vagus nerve, the great communicator between your brain and your body. This nerve travels from your brainstem, down through your throat and chest, into your organs. It regulates heart rate, breathing, digestion, and even emotional state. When you touch the jawline gently, you stimulate this nerve's hidden branches. Your body reads this as a signal of safety. The result? Your heart slows, your breath deepens. The body shifts from survival mode into restoration mode. Here's where the worlds meet, where ancient mystics spoke of energy channels and blocked expression. Modern science speaks of parasympathetic activation and neural pathways. Two languages describing the same phenomenon, a simple touch that changes the entire internal landscape. But why does this matter to you right now? Because your jaw has been keeping secrets. Think about it. How many times have you clenched your teeth in anger you couldn't express? How often have you smiled to hide your pain or kept silent when you wanted to speak? Each of those moments left an imprint here. Over time, the jaw becomes like a vault, holding stress that never leaves. And when the vault is full, it spills over into headaches, shallow breathing, restless nights, even emotional numbness. Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine releasing years of unspoken tension with a gentle touch. Imagine your jaw softening, your throat opening, your breath flowing like it was meant to. This is not just physical relief, it is emotional liberation. Some people cry when they release this point. Others feel lightheaded, as though a burden has lifted. Some simply feel silence, a deep inner stillness that they didn't know was possible. And so I want to ask you, have you ever noticed your jaw tighten when you're stressed, angry, or holding back tears? Share your story in the comments, because your experience is not just yours alone. It reflects the journey of so many who carry their silence in the same way. This technique, then, is not just about pressing a point on the body. It is about awakening a memory, the memory that your body was designed for peace, not for endless tension. It is about remembering that silence can heal, not just hurt. And as we continue this journey, we will see how this one spot, small, hidden, often ignored, is directly wired into the most powerful nerve in your body. So let's take the next step together. Now that you know what this technique truly is, both in the language of spirit and the language of science, it's time to open the body's map a little deeper. Let's explore how the vagus nerve turns this simple touch into something extraordinary. We ended the last part with a question. And how can such a small hollow near your jawline change the rhythm of your entire being? The answer lies in a single mysterious thread that runs through you like a hidden river, the vagus nerve. This is the body's most powerful secret, and once you understand it, you'll never look at your breath, your heart, or even your emotions. In the same way again, the vagus nerve begins at the very base of your brainstem, and then travels downward, wandering through your throat, chest, lungs, heart, stomach, and even into your intestines. In Latin, the word vagus means wandering. Imagine it as a traveler, a messenger that carries whispers from the brain into the body and then back again. Unlike the obvious blood vessels or bones, this nerve works quietly in the background, unnoticed yet in control of some of the most vital aspects of life. It regulates your heartbeat, guides the pace of your breath, supports digestion, and even influences the way you feel emotions. Think of it as the invisible bridge between your mind and your body. When you feel anxious and your stomach churns, that is the vagus nerve at work. When a single deep breath suddenly makes you feel calmer, that too is the vagus nerve sending signals of safety. It's no exaggeration to say that this one nerve is the body's silent guardian, shaping whether you live in tension or in peace. To understand its role, we need to look at the autonomic nervous system, the part of your body that runs without your conscious control. It has two primary sides: the sympathetic system, which prepares you for danger, and the parasympathetic system, which allows you to rest, digest, and restore. The vagus nerve is the master switch of the parasympathetic side. When it activates, your heart slows down, your breath deepens, and stress hormones like cortisol begin to dissolve. In short, your body receives the message: you are safe now. You can come home. Now let's bring this back to the jawline. That tender hollow near your ear is not random. Hidden beneath it are branches of the vagus nerve and related cranial nerves. When you touch or massage this spot, you stimulate those fibers. The body interprets this as a gentle signal, like pressing a hidden reset button. Instead of spiraling in stress, your system shifts into calm. That is why such a simple action, one that seems too small to matter, can change the entire inner state of a person. You might not realize it, but you already activate your vagus nerve in daily life. Have you ever noticed how a long sigh after exhaustion feels like a release? That's vagus nerve activation. When you hum a song softly, or when a baby calms, at the sound of a lullaby, the vibration through the throat stimulates this same pathway. Even yawning stretches and massages the vagus nerve, and across traditions, from chanting mantras to whispering prayers, humans have always been unknowingly working with this hidden nerve to return themselves to balance. Science explains it in terms of electrical signals and neural pathways. Ancient wisdom explained it as energy flow, frequency, or blocked emotion being released. Both are languages pointing to the same truth. The body holds a doorway to silence, and the jawline is one of its keys. Modern research now shows that vagus stimulation can improve mood, reduce inflammation, help with anxiety, and even enhance memory. Yet centuries before laboratories existed, healers already knew this through lived experience. This is where mystery and science shake hands. You can measure heart rate variability in a clinic and prove vagus activation with graphs and numbers. Or you can close your eyes, place your hand along your jawline, and feel your heartbeat soften in real time. One appeals to the intellect, the other to the spirit. But the outcome is the same: the body remembers peace. And I want to ask you something here. Have you ever noticed how a simple sigh, a song, or even a deep breath in nature can suddenly shift your mood? Pause and think. What was that moment like for you? Share it in the comments, because these small moments reveal more about your inner self than you might realize. So here we are, standing at the meeting point of two worlds. On one side, the ancient healers who spoke of energy and silence. On the other, scientists who now map the nervous system and explain its switches. And right between them, your jawline waiting to be touched, waiting to awaken this wandering nerve that governs your inner harmony. Now that you understand how science and mystery both converge at this hidden point, it is time to go from knowing to experiencing. In the next part, I will guide you step by step through touch, breath, and visualization, so you can awaken this hidden doorway within your own body. You've learned the science, you've felt the mystery, but the real power begins when you actually experience this for yourself. Knowing about the vagus nerve is one thing. Feeling its activation flowing through your body is another. So now let's walk together, step by step, into a practice you can try right now, wherever you are. Take a moment to prepare. Find a place where you can sit comfortably. Allow your spine to rise tall but not stiff, shoulders soft, chest open. Rest your hands on your lap for just a moment. Close your eyes if you like, or let them soften toward the ground. Now take a Long, slow breath in through your nose, hold it gently, and release it through your mouth as if sighing away the weight of the day. Let yourself settle. Imagine this preparation as standing before a secret doorway, one that you're about to unlock. Now, let's locate the spot. Slowly raise your right hand and bring 2 fingers toward the corner of your jaw, just beneath the ear. Trace the curve of your jawline downward. As your fingers move, you'll feel a small hollow, tender yet inviting. Pause here. This is not a random place on your body. This is a gateway. Beneath this hollow, hidden within the layers of muscle and nerve, lies a branch of the wandering vagus nerve, the thread of calm that we spoke of earlier. Pressing here is like knocking on that hidden door, asking it to open. Let's begin. The first cycle. Place your fingers gently but firmly on this spot. You don't need force. The vagus nerve responds best to subtlety, to invitation rather than pressure. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your belly expand. As you breathe out through your mouth, make your exhale slightly longer than your inhale. Imagine that with each breath out, you are releasing tension from your jaw, from your chest, from your entire being. Continue for 3 breaths, steady and slow. With each exhale, picture golden light flowing from beneath your jawline, down your throat into your chest and spreading through your body. Notice if your breath softens on its own. Notice if your shoulders begin to fall without you forcing them. These are signs that the hidden nerve is awakening. Now, let's deepen the connection with vibration. Keep your fingers on the same spot. As you breathe out this time, close your lips and hum softly like a gentle Feel how the vibration travels through your jaw, into your throat, and radiates through your chest. Do this again. Inhale gently, exhale with a hum. If you like, you can even whisper a sound like om or ah, letting the vibration flow. This isn't about singing, it's about resonance. The vagus nerve loves vibration. This is why babies calm when sung to, why ancient prayers and chants have carried humanity through centuries, and why your body responds to sound without your mind needing to explain. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times, letting the sound become softer each time, like a stone sinking into still water. Now comes the 3rd cycle, visualization and expansion. Keep your touch steady on that hollow. As you breathe, imagine that your fingers are pressing on a small, glowing doorway. With every inhale, the doorway glows brighter. With every exhale, it opens wider. See light pouring through this opening, traveling down into your chest, your heart, your stomach, your entire core. Imagine that this light is clearing blockages, softening old pain and bathing you in calm. Ask yourself quietly, what do I feel right now? Warmth, lightness, a sense of silence within. There is no right or wrong, only what your body wishes to reveal. Take one last deep breath here. Press gently, hum if you like, and allow yourself to fully sense what is happening. Then, slowly release your fingers from your jawline. Rest your hand back in your lap. Pause. Notice, is your breath slower? Is your heartbeat calmer? Do you feel a shift, even a small one, in your inner state? I want to ask you something important here. Did you feel something, even a subtle change, in your body just now? Maybe your breath softened, or your mind grew quieter, or a little heaviness lifted from your chest. If you did, describe it in a single word in the comments. That one word will not just be your feedback, it will be your first step in claiming this practice as your own. Sit for a moment longer. Allow your awareness to stretch outward again. Notice the sounds around you, the weight of your body on the chair, the rhythm of your natural breath. You've just activated a hidden switch that most people go their entire lives without knowing exists. And yet, you've done it in only a few minutes, with your own hand, your own breath, your own sound. As we move forward, remember this. The technique is just the key. What it unlocks goes far beyond muscles and nerves. It opens a deeper shift. Emotional release, clarity, and inner silence. And that is what we are about to explore next. You've just pressed that hidden spot along your jawline. You've breathed slowly. You've hummed, letting vibration flow through your chest. And in those moments, something subtle has already begun. The question is, what truly happens inside your being when that doorway opens? This is where the practice turns from body work into soul work. At first, it's almost imperceptible. A warmth creeps into the jaw, a faint tingling runs down the neck, and the breath no longer feels like it has to fight its way in. The chest loosens, the shoulders drop without command. Suddenly, the body no longer feels like a cage. It feels like a safe space again. Modern science would call this the parasympathetic state, the nervous system's signal that you are safe enough to rest, to digest, to heal. But mystics knew this feeling centuries before biology named it. They called it the body's whisper, the inner murmur that says, "You are safe, you are home." As the breath steadies, another wave rises, the release of emotions. For some, tears begin to form without warning. A pressure they never knew they carried finds its escape through the eyes. Others find themselves laughing gently, as though a hidden joy finally remembered its way out. Some simply exhale in a way they haven't for years, a deep sigh that feels like laying down a burden they never asked to carry. This may surprise you. Why would touching a small hollow under the jaw bring tears, laughter, or lightness? Because the body remembers. Long before the mind let go, the body stored experiences in the tissues, in the breath, in the nerves. The vagus nerve is one of the body's greatest keepers of memory. When it softens, those old echoes rise to the surface, not to harm you, but to leave you. Whatever rises in this practice, tears, joy, or stillness, is your body's truth finding its way back into light. And as the emotions flow, something begins to shift in the mind. Thoughts that felt tangled start to loosen. The chatter slows down. It is as if a fog that once covered the mirror begins to lift, and suddenly you can see your own reflection again. You may notice clarity, a sense of, "Oh, this is me," beneath all the noise. Ancient yogis, monks, and mystics found this same clarity through prayer, chanting, and breath. They may not have used the word vagus nerve, but they understood its song. The hum of the murmur of chants, the rhythm of prayer, all were ways of tuning into this same inner stillness. Pause for a moment. Can you sense it now? That little softness inside your mind, that wider space in your chest. What if this clarity has always been here, waiting, and this practice simply brushed the dust away? When practiced consistently, this doorway reveals even more. Each time you press this point, breathe and let vibration flow. You remind your body what safety feels like. Over time, your system learns to return here more easily. Nights of restless sleep may begin to soften into deeper rest. The heart may no longer race at every little stress. Emotional spikes may smooth into gentle waves. Imagine it like visiting a temple. The first time, the doors are stiff, hard to push open. But each visit, the hinges loosen. Soon, you only need to touch the door, and it opens on its own. The spot along your jaw is like that temple door. Beneath it, the vagus nerve waits, ready to carry you into silence. Every time you press it, the doorway opens wider. Every time you breathe into it, the pathway clears a little more. And with time, that doorway no longer feels hidden. It feels like home. I want to ask you something here, sincerely. When you pressed this spot, what emotion or shift surprised you the most? Did you feel calm? Did a tear rise? Did you feel lightness, or maybe just a tiny sense of quiet? Share your one word below in the comments. That one word might help another soul recognize their own hidden doorway. Sit with this thought. If a single touch, a single breath, and a single hum can awaken this much release, then what else lies within you, waiting? What other hidden gates does your body carry, quietly guiding you back to balance? The jawline spot is only one. The body is full of them. Every nerve, every breath, every vibration can be a bridge back to yourself. Let the silence linger here for just a moment. Notice your breath again. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your chest, lighter, clearer, freer. You've just touched a doorway most people will never discover, and you did it with nothing more than your own hand and your own breath. But this is not the end. This is only the beginning, because the real transformation doesn't happen in one session. It unfolds when you weave this into the rhythm of your days, when you wake, when you rest, when stress tries to climb your chest. That is where this practice becomes a way of life. And that is what we are about to explore next. What you felt just now was only a glimpse, a momentary doorway opening. But imagine if this wasn't a one-time experience. Imagine if you carried this into your mornings, your evenings, your restless afternoons. What would shift in your life if this touch became a daily ritual? The beauty of this practice is that it doesn't demand hours or special tools or hidden places. It only asks for your presence. Just 1 or 2 minutes is enough. In the morning, before you pick up your phone, place your fingers under your jawline, press gently, and take 3 slow breaths. Let that be the way you awaken your nervous system into calm instead of chaos. In the middle of the day, when stress builds like heavy clouds, return to this point. Press lightly, hum softly, and feel the vibration cut through the noise. It's like hitting a reset button that your body secretly carried all along. And at night, before you close your eyes, massage the spot once more. Let the breath lengthen, the mind quiet, the heart settle. You'll find sleep meeting you more easily, almost as if the body remembers the signal of safety you've given it. When you do this consistently, something profound happens. At first, it feels like a small flicker of light, but over weeks it becomes a steady flame. Your body begins to learn. The nervous system recognizes the signal more quickly. Stress no longer takes the same hold. Your digestion steadies. Sleep deepens. Emotional storms that once tossed you suddenly soften into gentle waves. And beyond the physical, there's a spiritual shift. Life feels less like resistance and more like flow. Old burdens loosen, clarity returns, and you begin to notice silence not as emptiness, but as fullness. Each time you touch this point, you are not only calming your body, you are reminding your soul of its own sanctuary. Like watering a seed every day, this simple ritual grows roots within you, and soon you'll find a tree of stillness standing tall inside. So let me ask you, if you were to make this your daily ritual, when would you choose to practice it? Morning, midday, or night? Comment below. Your answer may be the key that inspires someone else to begin their journey. This practice isn't only about today. It's about shaping the self you will meet tomorrow. And this jawline point is just one hidden doorway. In a moment, we'll open the path toward the next step. A reminder of how to carry this light further. You began with nothing more than a gentle touch beneath your jawline. Yet that simple act slowed your breath, quieted your thoughts, and invited a silence that most people search for their entire lives. What you just experienced wasn't a trick, and it wasn't only a technique. It was a reminder that hidden within your body are secret doors, waiting for you to open them. This spot along your jawline is not just flesh and bone. It is a living threshold. When you touched it, you touched the bridge between Your body and your spirit. Science names it the vagus nerve, but mystics for centuries have called it the thread that ties us back to source. It is both anatomy and prayer, both electricity and silence. And when you learn to honor it, you begin to see how your body itself is a sacred map. So I ask you, what did you feel here today? Did you notice your chest loosening? Did an old weight finally shift? Or perhaps you felt nothing at first, but a quiet awareness grew inside you. Share your truth in the comments below. Your words aren't just reflections. They may become someone else's doorway. They may help another soul, watching from across the world, find the courage to begin. And if you're still here, if your heart whispered yes as you watched, then let this moment be your sign. Subscribe to the Spine Gospel. Every video we share is another hidden key, another forgotten path your body has carried all along. Like this video, if it touched you, share it with someone who needs calm. And if you feel called, support with a super thanks. Your energy is what allows this journey to keep flowing forward. But don't stop here, because today you unlock the door under your jawline. And yet, the body is full of other gates, waiting. What happens when you press the hidden point? At the center of your chest, the place where breath and spirit meet. What happens when you touch the temple above your brow, where silence becomes vision? That is where our next journey will take us. Remember this, your body is not just muscle and bone. It is a library, a temple, a constellation of doors. Each press, each breath, each touch is an invitation back to yourself. Keep practicing. Keep listening. And when you feel that inner quiet rise again, know that you found the hidden doorway home. Until we meet again. May your breath be slow, your heart be light, and may silence always walk with you.